welcome to Knit
Knit
One,
Heart
Part
2. Episode 6.
Episode 6. I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37 on Ravelry and Spark People.
That's right.
Think about that.
Spark People. And I'm Penny Wendy on Ravelry and Penny Wendy 2 on Spark People for anybody who is on a weight loss journey like I am.
And we are Knit One, Heart 2 on Plurk.
Yes, and we are enjoying Plurk. We have met lots of people on Plurk and it's been really fun.
It is fun. Just to preface this, my boys are home for the vacation week, so if you hear action movie in the background, that's what that is.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can hear us more than...
That would be my oldest son, Max.
Yes.
Apparently is dying because I told him not to talk to us unless it was life or death.
So that means, of course, that he's going to keep talking. It's kind of like the telephone effect. If you're on the phone, they'll be talking.
Yeah. Anyways, for all of those who have watched us before, thank you for coming back and watching us again. And for any new viewers, welcome.
Welcome.
I hope you enjoy.
Yes, I do too.
So shall we just jump right in?
Are we jumping in? What's
We'll
going
jump in.
What are we doing?
On the dance card, I still have my toe-up socks. I don't have them with me, and I actually had to rip them out because they were too big. I increased up to, I think, 72 stitches, and it was just a wee little bit too big. Probably would have wore a hole real quick. And actually, I may rip them out again for some other reason I'll tell you later. The other thing that is finally on the needles...
Are you moving away from me? Because I have to keep turning the camera. Sorry.
It's a spatial thing here. A thing that's finally on the needles, even though it's not technically on the... Well, I finally cast on for the Fiber Trends Felted Clogs. I don't have one on the needles because one is actually done, and I'll show you that in a minute. But finally cast on. This you use size 13 needles, which is 9 millimeters. No. Yes, 9 millimeters. I'm using my Cascade 220 scraps and my Nature Spun scraps, and this is blue. You can't see that, but here's my scrap bag. So.
Good thing to use to get rid of your extra scrap.
Well, I thought I would try and do actually just, grab a scrap and excuse me 1 minute. Zachary, can you turn that down, honey? Just turn it down, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, that was
we're battling TV and the DS. So I thought I would just grab scraps and knit with it. Yeah, well, my OCD wouldn't let me. So there's a method to my scrappiness. That's all I have on the needles. Not much, and I don't actually even have to show anything that's technically on the needles.
All right. Well,
sorry.
Okay. Light week. It's actually because all of our kids are on school break.
Yeah,
so.
Massachusetts has their spring break, April vacation, marathon Monday. That's always the start.
Yes. And so traveling sweater is Spike A. Karen Alfke, still on the needles. I am now on the 5th wedge of 8, and I don't know if anyone is going to be able to see that. Oh, it looks better when I block out some of the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty big.
We're in a different location for recording because of
the children. Eventually, it's gonna...
Oh, is that how that works?
It works like this.
Oh.
It goes around the body.
So what ends up going here? The sleeves?
The sleeves.
Do you have to pick up stitches for that?
Yes.
Sorry.
And so, yeah, it's getting there.
Oh, that's nice.
I did a nerdy thing when I was at karate yesterday. I used my handy-dandy timer on the iPhone to time myself, knitting a regular row, and then as you can see right now, I'm doing the short rows. I mark at the short row, and I keep knitting back. That's what makes the wedge shape. And it turns out that it takes me about an hour to do a quarter of a wedge. So we're looking at 4 hours per wedge, which means I have 16 more hours, well, 15 because I'm almost done with this wedge. 15 more hours of knitting on the sweater before I'm done with the body. And I don't know, that just made me feel really hopeless. I just don't, why is it taking so long? But I really want to, I still feel confident that I can finish it before my trip. Boys.
Come on, guys.
So I still feel confident that I can finish it before my trip, so I'm going to be working on that. So that's what I have on the needles right now. The Summer's End sweater that I showed you, still in the bag. Haven't touched it. All my time is taken up knitting on this
She
because
wants to
I
get it
just
done.
really want to get it done. So that's it for on the dance card for me. And I'm loving the traveling sweater. For those of you, I know one viewer sent me a message that she was getting this. It's really fun. It just
I
takes
might
you
do
4
it.
hours to do a wedge.
Do you know if anyone's done it? I know it says DK, but has anyone done it in Worsted? Or are they doing it in DK for the drape? Probably the drape. Huh?
Well, yeah, you want it to be drapey. I think you could do it in worsted, but it would be structured, and I think it's meant to be sort of flowy. I think somebody did it in fingering weight.
Oof.
There have been a couple of mods out there.
Technique.
If you look on the
No, but
project
I like
page.
that. Maybe I'll do that someday when I actually cast on
It's
for an
really-
adult-size sweater, which
It is
has yet to be done.
really, it's an interesting thing. It goes together kind of like origami. The designer has a website, akabini.squarespace.com. So akabini.squarespace.com.
Either
And
that
she
or
actually,
AKA Beanie,
could be.
also known as AKA Beanie.
I don't know.
.squarespace.
AKABINI, however that's pronounced. And she has a photo blog that shows how to put this together because it's kind of like origami. It's like the baby surprise jacket. You got to do stuff to it, and then it turns into the sweater. So somebody linked it on their project page, and I'm definitely going to be referring to that when I get there soon, I hope. 16 more hours, and then the sleeves. I think the sleeves are going to go really fast. I might knit the sleeves in the round.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the round. They're knit flat, but I don't know if that's how it, I'm probably going to knit them in the round because I'm like that.
I don't blame you. Once you do it, then I know how to do it afterwards.
Oh, that's how it works. All right. Rate your date,
Rate
Sheila.
your date. So, I have one slipper.
Look how big it is.
Yeah, this is a size 8.
Hold it up by my head for size reference. It's huge.
This is the women's large, and obviously you felt it. And I decided to make it large to felt it quite a bit for sturdiness. I have it like an 8.5 foot, but my method to my madness is I split the colors in half so that split the colors in half so that they will be somewhat matching. Needles, yeah, matching slippers. I thought I could just do scraps, but yeah, the OCD and the whatever me wouldn't allow that. Now, I'm not one to match stripes on socks, but apparently slippers I am.
Well,
The other finished object I have, Maxwell, sorry,
boys.
is Make It Work by Leslie Thompson.
I want you to see that pretty lace edge. Isn't that nice? It's very nice.
It is. I have a lot of notes on my Ravelry page about size because a lot of people were complaining or mentioning, I shouldn't say complaining, that it looked like it took more than 400. I didn't actually add up all the yardage it took, but it took 160 grams of Cascade 220. I weighed each section. The only mod that I think I would make for the next time is on the lace portion when you're picking up. She doesn't talk about slipping a stitch. She just has you purl back. I think I would slip the stitch here when you're going back along this row because there's a lot of puckering, and I think that slips stitch might help with the puckering. But the puckering does block out. But I don't know.
It's really pretty.
I'm definitely going to make this again because this was really fun, and I think if you wanted to, it took less than one. Took one whole skein for the middle section here, and I had 10 grams left that I did 2 repeats out of. So it took one skein for the middle and then 10 grams to do 1 repeat. So if you wanted to do it, you could do it in contrasting colors.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe do this in one color and then the edge in that same color and do
I
the
will
middle.
put it on since Sheila just ignored me when I told her to put it on.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was probably too busy listening.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a decent size. I probably blocked it a little harsher than it needed to be. So that was done Cascade 220. The name of the color is Coral.
Very pretty.
It's like a salmon color.
I like it.
US 9's 5.5 mms. I keep wanting to say mls.
Milliliters. Is
And
that medicine thing?
If anyone has any kids who takes medicine, they'll know that's.
Sheila's up on the milliliters.
Yeah, that's
great.
So,
all right.
those are the only 2 Rate My Dates, and this was really quick, easy. I definitely do it again.
Well, if you all remember, I have one date. I told you about Renee Garumi's Percy the Elephant pattern last week, and I made a yellow Percy the Elephant. Is that not so freaking cute? Look at his little tail.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, he's so cute.
Oh my gosh, he's so squishy. And...
yeah, I didn't fill him very much because I used worsted weight. She recommends a sport weight, but my stash is worsted weight.
I think he looks cute.
He is so cute.
Was it easy?
It took like an hour. It was so easy. The pattern is so well written. There are pictures of everything so that if you don't understand her instructions, you can see a picture of what she's doing.
I like the tail.
Oh no, I think the tail is really cute. You just use the tail end and you braid it up and make a little tassel on the end. It was awesome. It was really a good little knit. Uh-oh, somebody getting in trouble. I highly recommend this. I wanted to make a little fleet of them. Wouldn't it be cute to have like 10 of these? And my mom said what a great idea it would be to make these as like birthday party favors or something. I know people have done that before. The eyes are from just plain black safety eye from Joanne Fabric. And here's this little tummy. It was just awesome. Easy to sew together and a really quick project. One that I would definitely do again. So, yay, Renee Garumi. That's a free pattern on Ravelry if you're interested in checking it out. Yeah, it was lost for a while. My daughter said that I told the kids not to touch it because I wanted to show it on the show. And then it disappeared. And my daughter said, well, I played with it once, but then I put it back. Well, we found it in her suitcase under my son's bed. My mother. I went to karate with my son, and my mom tore the house apart looking for it because she was like, she told you not to touch it. So, yeah, my daughter hid it in a suitcase under my son's bed. I don't know what is wrong with children. I don't understand. But
she just, I mean...
she was playing with it.
She can have it afterwards,
What happened was she was playing with it. She did it, I don't know why it was in the suitcase under the bed, but that was probably a part of whatever she was playing, and then she forgot.
Oh.
And then she just claimed that she, like, picked it up briefly and put it back down where it was, and I'm like, yeah. So.
I mean, it's not like she can have it now.
Well, I feel vindicated because I blamed them for the other things that I lost. This is why I blame them. This is why I automatically blame them first because it's
they
usually them.
Actually do have.
It's almost always her. All right, so yeah, Percy the Elephant, do it. It's a lot of fun. And well, I'll talk about that in a minute. You go. Future dates.
That's it for what's on. So
that's
future dates. I picked this up when I heard about it. It's called Knit Your Own Dog.
Isn't that cute?
I got this from the library. I do not have any animals in my house. My husband is afraid of dogs. He grew up in Vietnam and got bit by them several times, hence the fear. Don't blame him. I am allergic to cats. I grew up with cats, but when I went away to college, I became allergic to them. So my kids keep asking for a dog. They keep asking for pug.
Here. There you go. Can you see that?
So I am going to attempt to do this, and this I think is the reason why that toe-up sock may not get knit, because that's really the only brownish color yarn that I have for a pug. And I have black wool eyes left over from my shawl for the black, and then the collar is blue, but really that can be any color.
Could be any color.
So I think I'm going to attempt this. It seems simple enough. We'll see. But they have...
It always starts out that way. It seems simple enough.
I'll let you know next week. They have a whole bunch of breeds in here.
Show that picture. Look how cute that is.
And, I mean, thank gosh they don't want a collie or anything, because I don't think I could really do the little loopy things. But, you know, you got your collies, you got your terriers, and...
That is really cute.
That looks like a sheepdog, which is really cute.
On the back, it's one of those, like, dogs with the blue eyes. I don't know what they're called, but it's very cute.
Well, they have, let's see.
Oh, I mean, they have
hounds, Afghan hound, whippet. Dotson Basset Hound. I mean, some of these names, I've heard of a Whippet, but I bet you other people haven't. Wire-haired Fox Terrier, Jack Russell Terrier, Scottish Terrier, Western. Like, they break it down in sections to terriers. Sporting dogs, your Cocker Spaniel, your Setter, your Labrador, the Portuguese Water Dog. The non-sporting, the Dalmatian Poodle, Schnauzer. Working is the Collies, the Shepherds, the Old English Sheepdog.
That's cool.
And a Siberian Husky.
And who's that book by?
Book is by Sally Muir and Joanna Osborne.
Okay.
Easy to follow patterns for 25 pedigree dogs.
Knit your own dog, people.
It came out recently. I think I saw it on Nitpicks. I think had it in their book queue or their book thing. And I always go to the library first before I buy any books to make sure that I like them.
Yeah, that's a really good plan.
So I'm gonna attempt the Pug. We'll see
I don't know
how it
if
works.
other people's libraries work this way. I'm sure they do, but in our library, we can order from a network that's all over New England. So if they don't have the book at, mine might be Minuteman.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, Minuteman. Sorry.
Are we in the same network?
Yeah, we are.
Oh. But I can also go through Noble, which is like the whole state. And so if they don't have it at your library, see if they have an online request thing where you can request it from another library. I do that with a lot of books, especially if it's expensive. I'm thinking of Nora Gunn's Nature Knits, which is a big hardbound book. I really wanted one pattern in there, but I don't like to buy a book unless I'm going to knit more than one thing out of it. And so I took it out of the library, and after I looked at it for a while and realized that there was a lot in there, I went ahead and bought it at when Nitpicks had their big book sale. So that's my recommendation. Use the library.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I do a lot of my things. And it works out really well. And I'm sorry, I have something in my eyelash.
You okay?
Yeah, no, it's just...
So future dates. Still haven't worked on that modified Queen's Hand lace crocheted scarf. But that's because I'm really working on my sweater. And I am going to be crocheting what's called Roly Poly Cat by Nina Shimizu. It's a free Ravelry pattern. I didn't bring a picture of it because she doesn't have a downloadable pattern. It's on a website. So all I did was cut and paste the text and put it into a Word document, so there are no photographs or anything.
Now, I noticed that was on your show notes last week. Did you mention it last week?
Probably not.
No, okay. But
I'm mentioning it now.
It's on our show notes from last week. And
Roly Poly Cats. Roly Poly Cats. I really want to make one.
They're cute.
I actually went to AC Moore yesterday because it's school vacation week and my kids wanted to get some arts and crafts. And they had a little sale on some kind of acrylic. And what's the name of that lady?
Red Heart?
No, it's Vanna.
Oh, Vanna White.
Vanna White acrylic.
What's the name of the lady?
I don't know. I don't buy a lot of acrylic except for stuff like this that would be toys. And so I bought a bunch of fun colors, and I think they were like $2 a skein. And I'm gonna make. I think I'm gonna make a pink Roly Poly Cat. I think I can probably manage that along with the knitting. So that's my future dates.
That's good.
Yeah. Crushes and heartbreaks. You got anything this week?
Not really, but I want to mention Wendy bought me a mug. It says, "Give me coffee and no one gets hurt." I only usually drink about a cup a day. So, but you know, some days I need it
She
more.
wanted a big mug for the show. I thought that was fun. My mom got one that says, I can't remember. I was, well, yeah. It said something that was similar. And I got it at the Christmas tree shop. Anybody who has a Christmas tree shop?
I don't know if they're outside of New England.
I don't know either. It's like a discount store.
You can find anything in the Christmas tree shop.
Yeah.
But if you don't catch it then, you'll never see it again.
Yeah. Well, we went to Christmas tree.
And she got me my own little bag.
See how it matches mine? I got it out. That's from Job Lots, and if you're looking for them in Job Lots and Saugus, I bought them all.
So that was
$3. That was a good price.
I had a traveling monster out on. It's been out for like 6 months, and this is Iris the Gourmet Monster. I named him Red. It's from Rebecca Danger. He came back. His feet are a little wonky. It was my first monster, really, that I did. And, yeah, I apologize that his hips are, like, so misshapen. But this is Iris, the gourmet monster who traveled across the United States. And I have a little journal. It's kind of cute. So he's back. And Gloaming Orchard, I think, is her name in Ravelry, was the one who was sending me all my traveling monsters. She sent us a little extra one. I think it's a bunny. It's cute. I love the yarn. I would like to know what yarn she used.
Yeah, I know. That's awfully pretty.
It is pretty.
It's variegated.
It's like a kettled, I'd call it. It's a yellow. It's pretty yellow. And here, let's get a close-up of. Woohoo!
Okay, don't frighten the children at home. That was a little scary. I don't know why. The eyes are very big.
I think they're cute.
It's awfully cute, but
it is cute.
When you do it large, it would be one of those things that. Wait, I can't do it in an effective way. Ah! I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened. I just
took over. So those are my crushes and heartbreaks.
I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Those are my crushes. I don't really have any heartbreaks except for my sock, but that's, that's typical. That's amongst every other thing.
Well, that's
done? Crushes and heartbreaks, and we'll leave this till later.
I'm still going.
Okay. I know. Go ahead.
It's my turn now.
No. This will be later.
I'm sorry. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm punchy. This is my crush. As soon as I saw the new Jared Flood shawl, Rock Island shawl, come up on the pattern page, I said, it will be mine. And I bought it yesterday. I have, can you see it?
Yeah, it's pretty. I like the color.
Oh, I just love it. I love how open it is. I know a lot of people don't like that. Sheila's one of them, but it looks like a really fun knit. I love knitting lace, and this happens to me all the time. But see how it's this really pretty purple? Well, I bought purple lace yarn the last time I was at Yarn and Fiber Company in Derry, New Hampshire.
And I'm
no. Hey, my stash is organized, my friend. And I have been looking for something that would be nice to work up in that yarn, and then this came out. It's purple. My yarn is purple. This is going to be the next lace shawl that I knit. I'm really looking forward to it.
Maxwell.
Guys. But it probably won't be until after I get back from Germany, because I don't really want to be working on a lace chart when I'm traveling.
No.
I'm thinking for travel, I'm probably going to do a simple shawlette and a sock, because you got to bring 2 projects when you travel in case you accidentally finish the first one, even though that never happens. So yeah, that's my one of my crush. And then I don't know whether to call this a crush or a heartbreak, but I know that was loud. Steve from Dramatic Knits has been learning how to spin, and he showed his very first hand spin, and he's feeling kind of bad about it, and I thought in solidarity I would show you the very first hand spun that I did. Can you see that? It's awful. There are parts of it that look really thick, and there are parts of it that look really thin.
Now, is that just spun, or was that plied? Or?
It's spun and plied.
Oh, okay.
That was my very first hand spun. I actually got the fiber from the felting section of a craft store, so it was probably not the best fiber to work with. And then my husband made me this spindle. This part of the spindle is a wooden wheel from one of those unpainted wood stores that we have nearby, Malden.
Malden Mills?
It's not Malden Mills. The Mill Store. The Mill Store in Malden. It's a wheel.
That's close.
This part of it is a dowel that my husband carved down. You can see the little carving. And this is a cup hook. And my husband made this spindle for me. So I spun this beautiful felting fiber yarn out of that. This is fiber that I bought on Etsy, and this is once I started to get a little bit better. You can see it's more consistent.
You did that on that spindle?
I did it on this spindle, but you can see I have some areas where there is a problem. And this, yeah, there's another slub right there.
It's all right.
And that was done. This is better fiber. I found that the better fiber worked better for me, but this is not plied. It would probably ply up only slightly thinner than the original. I don't think I have any plied. Oh no. Oh no, these are just, this is not plied, but here's some more. So when I went to Rhinebeck this year, I bought a Golding spindle and a Bosworth. The dog ate my Bosworth as soon as I got it home.
You sent that out. Did you ever get it back?
I never sent it out.
Oh, you never did.
I keep
thought
forgetting.
You sent it out.
Sheila from Bosworth Spindles said that they will fix it for me if I send it in with a small fee, and I just haven't sent it in. I only used it for like 10 minutes before my dog chewed the end of the spindle off. But and then I also got a little Golding, and I can spin much better. So for anyone out there who's just learning how to spin, I recommend reading Respect the Spindle by Abby Frankemont, because that's a really good introductory book that explains a lot of things about spinning. And I recommend trying out a few spindles if you can get to a fiber festival, feel the weights, because a good spindle will definitely affect the way that you can spin. I was spinning like what you just saw until I got my Golding, and then bam, all of a sudden I can spin much better. So, but I don't know, I guess the tip, you can spin with anything. I know there are people that make spindles out of old CDs and a dowel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, you know, and I spun with my cup hook spindle for like a year, just screwing around. So, for those of you out there, Steve's yarn is actually really good for a beginner, because it's better than my yarn, which was pretty bad. But just know this, the quality of your fiber and the type of spindle that you're learning on really makes a difference. Who knew? And if you read the Abby Frankemont book, it tells you, it gives you an idea of the challenges of using different spindles and how that might help your stuff. Maybe I'll bring my hand spun that I've worked on with my new spindle sometime. But that was just for you, Steve. So, you know, keep up with it, because it does get better. Yours is already getting a million times better. And it took me like a year to get where you are on my little handmade spindle.
Has access to a spinning wheel, so I thought he said somebody was loaning him the wheel.
Oh, that'd be
I'm
cool.
not sure. I don't remember.
I would really like to get a spinning wheel, but until I have a slightly larger living room, I don't think that I want to even go there.
Excuse me, Mom. Another day, can I buy a peace sign shirt?
All right, let's not talk about peace signs.
I'm wearing a peace sign shirt.
Zachary's into peace signs right now.
See it,
sorry.
Oh, there, wait. Maybe if I get in the light. Stop. I'm wearing a peace sign shirt. And Zachary loves peace signs, and apparently ever since he's seen mine, he would just really like one. So that was a little interruption there.
Why don't you go into your baubles and
I
blings?
will. I'm going into baubles and bling. I got some bling this weekend. If you are in the Loopy U club, the kit club, and you haven't gotten your order yet, you should have by now. But if for some reason you're in a foreign country or somewhere where you didn't get it, look away, because I'm going to show it. I got my third installment of the Loopy U club, and the yarn, oh, I love this yarn. I don't know what it is about purple lately, but purple seems to be my big thing. This is Madeline Tosh sock.
It's beautiful. And
the colorway is called Midnight Rendezvous. It was dyed exclusively for the Loopy U Sock Club.
Sure it was.
And the little paperwork that came with it describes it as a purple that's dyed with like over a little bit of black. It's just a gorgeous color. Definitely going to use it to make a shawlette. Maybe even the pattern that came with the kit, which I never do. But yeah, it's 395 yards. Typical Mad Tosh sock. I'm a big fan of Mad Tosh. I have, I don't know, 10 skeins of it in my sock stash, give or take. And it came with this pattern by one of my favorite designers, the Nefertem Shawl by Kirsten Kapoor. I really like her. I love the interesting lace detail on the edging of this shawl. Did you see that?
Oh, that's pretty.
It is. It's really pretty. That might be the shawl that I bring with me on my trip, because it's got a lot of plain knitting, and then it has this really pretty lace edging that I don't know, it kind of looks like lotus flowers or something. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like lotus flowers now that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Or pansies.
Or pansies or irises or something.
Yeah.
And then there was also by Jeannie Cartmel, the Rubus sock. Both of these are exclusive if you buy the kit. And I have it on good authority that there are still kits available on the website if you're interested. This kit's available, and I think they might even have some of the other 2 kits available, the February and the March.
Okay, on the shawl it does say the lotus flower is common in ancient Egyptian.
Lotus flower. There we go. Yeah, Nefertem, that's like Nefertiti. Maybe they're related in some way. Nefertem is named for the Egyptian god of beauty and healing. All right.
The purples look similar to the one on the shawl.
I know. What's up with all the purple?
You're in purple love
I'm
lately.
in purple. I love purple. And the last thing that came with the kit is another Bagoo bag. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. This is the outside the zip pouch. And this bag, I'm bringing this on my trip. You could put a toddler in this bag. It is, I don't even know if I can show it on here. It's so big. There is a time to...
Here, let's compare it to the slipper.
Use the sock as a reference. There is a time to be born and a time to die and a time to laugh and a time to cry, but there never seems to be enough time to knit. It's huge. Like, if I put this on my head, just so you know, like it can cover the whole top of my body.
And you disappear because it's just complete.
Sorry. I don't know. What kind of a person am I? The first thing I said when I opened this bag was, you could put a toddler in there. I have never put a toddler in a bag, but you could put a toddler in this bag.
I have put a toddler in a bag. One of those LL Bean giant canvas ones.
Oh, yeah.
It's really,
Well, I love this. This is definitely going in my travel bag because it's huge. Like, if we went out shopping and bought a lot of yarn or, you know, not that I'm planning on buying a lot of yarn, but if we did, I could put it in here. Or if we went out and bought food at the grocery store. Because sometimes when we travel on the train, when we're in Europe, we buy lunch stuff.
It's nice to have. I mean, all three of them have, all 3 sizes now have zippered pouches, right?
Yes, and I have all 3 sizes now because I got the smallest with the first kit and the medium with the second kit.
Yeah, is this your last kit?
This is it. They did 3, wouldn't you know, as soon as I finally get into the Loopy U Club, it's not a year anymore, now it's only 3 months. And I don't know when they're going to be doing sign-ups for their next go-round, but she will announce it on her site and on the Loopy U group on Ravelry, which I am a member of. And if you are a Loopy groupie, which I am, which means that you had to buy a certain amount of...
at least 5 times?
5 purchases.
5 or more, you become a Loopy groupie. I think
Yes.
I have 1 more before I become a Loopy groupie.
Yeah, I'm a
And
Loopy
I've been
groupie.
working on that for like
I'm
2
a
or
Loopy
3 years.
groupie, and I've been earning, after you spend $200, you get a $25 credit, and I'm working on like my 10th credit. What's wrong with me? I can't spend this $25. I keep going on there, but
Nothing's appealing to you?
all they have is sock yarn, and I just, if you go on Ravelry and you look in my stash, I have so much sock yarn. I really don't need
Sorry,
anymore.
my son eats cottage cheese, and apparently I bought cottage cheese with mango. And yeah, I don't blame him for not eating it. I wouldn't want to eat it.
Sorry, babe.
I'll be right back. Mango.
So that's it. That's it for my baubles and bling. I am planning on going on a yarn crawl with my mom, who is in town until Monday. And we'll probably hit a few of the stores that we really like on the North Shore in Massachusetts. Definitely gonna check out the 2 new yarn stores in Beverly, Mass. I wish I knew the names of those 2 yarn stores. But
The 2 new ones?
The 2 new
one
ones.
is Creative Dye?
Creative Yarn.
Yeah, Creative Yarn. That's the one we went to, right?
That's the one we went
Creative
to.
Yarn, and I don't remember what the other one was.
And they sell
Sorry.
they sell knit picks in the store, which is really awesome.
Ooh.
So I need to pick up.
Maybe I'll send you a list.
Yeah, send me a list. I'm going there. So that was one of my gossips and innuendos.
Another gossip is you know, we got a lot of shout outs on podcasts. We just like to say thank you to Dramatic Knits. He mentioned us. Mommy needs yarn. She wants us to convo her. So, you know, we can talk kids. We can talk, you know, whatever you want.
How do you
Send us a convo.
convo somebody?
Let's ask a question and she'll answer it on her blog.
How do you convo someone? Also,
So answer us on your blog.
also, I keep seeing people doing chats on Plurk. How do we join that?
I have
Do
no
we
idea.
just click on the link? I don't know how to work it. I keep
We're
wanting
still
to do
new
it.
on Plurk,
Yeah.
so any info on that would be grateful. Deneen from Complex Texture mentioned us.
Oh yeah,
I
I
like
watched that
hers
one.
because she always brings up, where our gossip and innuendo, we bring up a topic or something. She always talks about the history of either fiber related. She did something on the making of buttons and the Great Button Act of, I don't remember the year, but it was fun.
That's neat.
Addicted to Yarn, Becky. She
Hi,
couldn't
Becky.
remember how or why we mentioned her because she linked us in Plurk. That's how, Becky. You first linked us into Plurk about how you were going to watch us. And I love, JD does it, Dramatic Steve does it, and Becky does it. I love how they're candid with their book reviews.
Yeah.
In the sense of they're going to lay it out like it is. And that's what you should do.
Helps me from making a bad purchase.
Right, and Dramatic Steve has a good point. The book review he reviewed last weekend was Guy Knits. I wouldn't knit any of that stuff for my guy.
Daddy, look, it's dark purple.
Thank
Guys.
you, sweetheart.
And one thing that I just want to say is if you ever look at any of my project pages on Ravelry, I'm really honest about how I felt about knitting the pattern.
Yeah, I'm not so honest.
I mean, check out Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, right, yeah, wow.
I tell it like it is because I have bought a lot of patterns that I'm so in love with, and then I get crushed when I find out that there's a problem. So I'm always honest in case there's some reader out there who looks at my page and says, "Ooh, I didn't know that. Guess I don't want to knit it." So I appreciate honest book reviews.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I also want to send the love to Susie Knits. I think her blog is Susie Knits. She commented on our blog just either last night or this morning.
Yeah, we just saw the comment.
And her husband, I always like to give the love to people who are dealing or living with people who have organ transplants, and her husband does, and it's very difficult. It's you're trading one disease for another, really, because Zachary had cancer and he traded in his bad liver for a new liver, but it's not a cure. It's a disease. I mean, you're dealing with medication.
It's a chronic illness.
It's a chronic illness, and you're dealing. They always say you're trading one for another, and trying to get my husband to understand that isn't always the best. And if anyone who has not been on Plurk, the reason for Zachary's swelling of his finger and ultimately his feet is gout. Now, if anyone doesn't know what gout is, it was typically what they used to call the rich man's disease because back in the ages of kings and queens, the people who got it were kings and queens, mostly men, because of too much beer or too much red meat.
Or also too much port, wine, too much wine.
Anything that's a little on the sugary side. Nowadays, kids who get it, it's rare and it's usually a genetic issue. The reason Zachary has it is because of the medication he's on. It's called Prograf or tacrolimus. It's an anti-rejection drug, and it can cause uric acid levels, which is the cause of gout, to increase. So they didn't think it was that because it's rare in kids. Well, anyone who knows my child knows that, yeah, he doesn't do anything that's by the book.
I would like to point out that we had a lovely luncheon at our friend Diane's house for the knitting ladies, and the ladies at that knitting luncheon said, "I bet it's gout."
Everyone
and they diagnosed it before his doctors did.
Everyone I spoke to about the symptoms. Well, I will give.
Once the feet got involved.
Yeah, the feet were not involved initially, and they became involved. Maybe they weren't involved as drastically as they were towards the end. Anyone I had talked to about it initially said it's got to be gout. So, and we looked back at his uric acid levels, and yeah, they were pretty high for the last 3 months, which is when this all started.
Well, at least there's a solution now, which is
he
good.
got put on steroids the other day, and instantly, overnight, he was a different kid. He was back to himself.
I did tell him to stop going to the hospital.
Doesn't listen.
I told him he needs to cut it out. I think he's going to be working on that, so hopefully that'll work out for you.
I'm hoping.
Let's see, what else?
I had no bubbles and blings, because, I'm poor.
You might have seen this on Plurk. My husband got awarded a mini sabbatical in Shanghai, of all places. My husband works for an international company that's based in Switzerland, so we've traveled a lot for his business. And a couple of years ago, we lived in Switzerland, and he did, I will give this to him, he did ask me what my choice was if he did it again, and I said Vienna, Austria. And apparently he took that information to heart and applied for a sabbatical in Shanghai. I do want to state for the record that I'm pretty sure I said the only place I don't want to go is Shanghai
Which
with my
Tim
2
took us
kids,
to.
which he was like, well, I asked her, so we discussed it. But anyway, I don't know when this is going to happen. My husband kind of wants to do it this summer. I don't know if I want to bring my children. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and while it was easy for me to get around Switzerland when I speak a little German, and the food is kind of what we're used to, I don't really know how fun it would be to have them living with us in Shanghai, in a big city where we totally don't speak the language. And although we do really love Chinese food, and real Chinese food, not just the Polynesian. We really love real Chinese food. I just don't know. So also, but if I could get good price on cashmere yarn or something, if anybody out there knows that, it would be kind of fun to see the Great Wall of China or the Forbidden City. So I don't know. I asked my husband to get more information, like how big the living quarters would be and where they would be and whether we have transportation.
I told her to hook up with my dad. My dad's in China, but
Yeah.
he's in Kunming, and I'm not exactly sure where Shanghai is.
China's
Kunming.
really, really big.
Really big.
And I'm not even sure. This is like the ugly American who had no good geography lessons growing up. And I'm not even really sure where Shanghai is in relationship to the Great Wall or the Forbidden City. And I'm not really sure what it's like to travel inside of China. Like, I don't know, would we be on a bus or would we fly in some kind of weird airplane?
No, you could
I don't
fly.
know.
There's trains. I know that from my
train.
dad.
I could do a train.
I know my dad's, when he lands in Hong Kong, it takes him 3 hours to get to Kunming on plane. That's
I need more information.
I mean, China's really, really big.
I'm cautiously interested. I'm not going to go as far to say as excited. If we manage to go during the summer, I think the kids might stay with my parents and it would just be me. And I think I'm going to limit my stay to 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going to do 5 weeks like last time. So anyway, that's my exciting news.
Oh, sure. Now
they're quiet. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say for gossip and innuendo is that the Gore Place Sheep Shearing Festival is coming up on April 30th. It's in Waltham for people who live in Massachusetts or close enough to Massachusetts where you'd consider coming. I took my kids there a few years ago. It's fun. They have the garden club comes there and they do activities with the kids, about growing plants and stuff. And my kids really enjoyed that. They have sheep shearing, llama shearing, they shear various animals. I think there's some spinning demonstrations and
never
some.
Been there. I've been to Gore Place, but I've never been
Gore
to
Place is very nice. A lot of people get married.
Yeah,
there.
I went there for a wedding.
It's like a mansion on a big lot of land. I think it used to be a working farm, and now they just do events there. They also had a Civil War reenactment. I think they do that every year where they
Lexington Green. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, this is still at Gore Place.
Oh, sorry. Well, no, they do that on Patriots Day at the Lexington Green.
They do that on Patriots Day. But also, they set up a camp, and they do, the reenactors are in there. And my son really enjoyed that part of it, wandering around the camp and looking at all the people in their Civil War clothing, and it's interesting. And then they do have a tent area with several vendors. There are fiber vendors. I know for people who live in Massachusetts, Mind's Eye Yarn is usually there. She's out of Somerville, Porter Square in Somerville. I think I was her very first customer when she opened her store, and I won something because of that.
Oh, nice.
Because I used to live like 3 blocks from her store. And they have a couple of other people that sell yarn there. I think they had some spindles there when I was there, and then some other stuff that may or may not be fiber related. But
Mom, what day are we?
they have this really good kettle corn vendor there and a lot of different food. The only thing that I would say is you need to get there early because the parking moves way down the road where you could literally walk like half a mile to get to the festival. We tried to go last year and we were lazy and didn't go until the afternoon, and we drove around the parking lot way far away for a while, and my husband said this is not worth it, so we left. But we might try to go this year, just to check it out, and it's a great family event. There's something for everybody, even your husband, even your son. There's something to do, and you might even be able to get a good deal on some hand spun yarn, or some, I think Mind's Eye sells regular brands. I think I picked up some, now I'm not going to be able to think of the name of it. Okay, well, Arcania. I picked up some Arcania when I was down there the last time. I got a good deal on it from Mind's Eye, so check it out. And let's see.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Short show this week.
Max, come here. Just come here. Come on. So this is Zachary, if everyone remembers, and my oldest one, who's been making noise, is too embarrassed. Come over. Come on over and say hi.
He's older, so you know
Right.
he's too cool for the podcast. Oh wait, no, he's coming over.
Please, come on. No, come on. No.
Hello.
No.
That was his hair.
Come here, please.
No.
Oh, no.
He's
All
too
right.
cool. He's too cool for the podcast.
He's 10, so, and this is my other one.
That's Zachary. How are your feet, Zachary?
Good.
Yeah. All right. No more hospital, right?
No.
Okay.
All right, try not to break Mama's neck. Thank you for watching us.
Yes.
You can reach us on the blog at knit1heart2too.blogspot.com.
He's 7.
We can be reached at knit1heart2too@gmail.com. We can reach Deb Plurk at knit1heart2too.
Yeah,
And both of us are on the Plurk account, so it's either a -S or a -W.
Yeah.
And we're on the Crafty Bus at Ravelry. Let us know if you want us to make our own group.
Yeah,
or,
we could do
we
one
could
that
do-
was called Knit
I
One
have
Heart
one
too.
here.
I see that. Thank you.
That was
Or,
you look like a reindeer.
Yeah.
That was more specific, just to the podcast. And
I think that's it.
I
Knit
think
with
that's
heart.
it. Knit with heart.
And yeah, it's hard to do that. There we go. I think
And
that's
you
right.
look like a giant
No,
reindeer.
that's how you make heart.
Thank you. That's right.
That's how you make a
That's
heart.
Exactly how you make a heart. He does it better.
He does it better.
Yeah,
All right,
anyway.
everybody.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next week.
Sorry for all the
Bye.
interruptions. Bye.
Bye.